Hi, my name is Zoe and welcome to Frank Conversations. Please remember to like and subscribe to our channel as it helps us grow. Hi everybody, welcome to Frank Conversations. My name is Zoe. Today we're just going to be talking about the aftermath of the general elections of South Africa 2024, basically where we're standing right now. We're going to take it from this perspective of the general or government of national unity that the ANC has decided to embark on, this journey they have decided to embark on with the exclusion of other political parties and the inclusion of others. So yesterday, a lot of us saw an interview on Face the Nation that Fikile Mbalula, the Secretary General of the ANC, had, and later on, the same interviewer interviewed Helen Zille of the DA. So let's just go back a little bit. Who are the political parties that are in this government of national unity? So we have the ANC, who has, I think, 60% of the seats in the government of national unity. And then we have the DA, which is the Patriotic Alliance, who has 30% of the seats in the government of national unity, and the other 10% is the other background dancers they have over there, who's the IFP, the Good Party, the PAC, I don't know why, and then we have the Patriotic Alliance, which is a question mark. It is to be determined, because according to Helen Zille, they were not consulted on the party joining the government of national unity. So taking it from the perspective of the interview that happened, we are of the view, the nation is of the view that the ANC signed an agreement they were not fully understanding of. They did not fully understand what they were signing, because as the interviewer interviewed Fikile Mbalula, who is the Secretary General of the ANC, he asked about how decisions are going to be made. And there is a clause in the agreement that the political parties who are in the GNU signed, which says that sufficient consensus is a sufficient consensus clause, where if there's a deadlock or a deadlock is met, then 60% of the GNU needs to agree. So Fikile Mbalula, I think his understanding of it is that it doesn't matter if the DA is involved or they disagree with what they have to say or what they bring to the table. They are unable to veto what the other parties in the GNU have agreed on. That clause does not say that. That clause basically says that the conglomerate, if we don't agree on something, at least 60% or at most 60% of us need to agree for the bill or the application or whatever it is that is being brought to the table or proposed at the time, needs to be passed, right? If we don't have 60%, then that thing is not passed in the GNU. This was now said by Helen Zille. She said verbatim that Fikile Mbalula did not understand what he signed. And this lady read this thing verbatim. She was reading it. I understood it. I am not a politician. I did not study politics, but I understood what she was saying. And what she was saying is that 60% of us need to agree in order for something to be passed in this union. Right. So now let's move forward from that. Then what happens if let's say a political party, a different political party wants to join, right? This now marriage, this Istanbul. Again, there needs to be a consultation amongst all GNU parties or members. And there needs to be that 60% agreement. There's that 60% agreement again that comes in. So basically, if, let's take for example, the EFF says, okay, screw all of this, we want to join the GNU. We know the EFF and the DA are oil and water. That's never going to happen. So the DA is going to reject that application. It does not matter if the ANC is going to accept it with the IFP, with the Good Party, with the PAC, with the PA, if the PA is still part of that. It doesn't matter because all of them don't make up 60%. They don't make 60%. So they will be stuck now with other members who want to join in, but cannot join in because they now don't have the 60%. And I think this is where the ANC fumbled. I think this is why you need to read contracts. Those T&Cs that we see on contracts, this is where you need to it needs to be a lesson to you that you read the T's and C's. The terms and conditions, very important. And I think they fumbled here. They didn't read that. And now they're stuck with this contract or agreement that does not benefit them. And they cannot move forward without the assistance or without the permission of the TA. Another thing is that when it comes to the president, right? President Ramaphosa was sworn in today. Not sworn in, there was inauguration today, not sworn in. So then they have now this clause 17, says that the president should consult the government of national unity when electing cabinet ministers. Basically what this says is that the president has no rights. So the president has no powers to elect cabinet ministers that he wants. He needs to constantly consult with the GNU political parties. And again, that sufficient consensus clause comes in play, 60%. So if the ANC wants to elect a minister of finance, and says, no, we want the minister of finance to come from us, and the DA says, no, you guys are looters, we're not going to do that, and then it's not going to pass. And then if the DA says, we want minister of finance, and then the ANC says, no, you guys are racists, it's not going to pass. So we're going to get stuck. So basically what we are stuck with right now is we don't know. We just really don't know where the government is going, but this is where we at. So what this says is that we are stuck with governments that don't agree with a lot of things. But because we have in the ANC factions of Ramaphosa who believe in the 1% who can loot the whole country, and the markets can loot the country and all of that. We have that faction, and we still have a faction, the Zuma faction, in there, who are more liberals and who are more Pan-Africanist. So we don't know the percentage of what Ramaphosa's faction is. So if Ramaphosa's faction is bigger than this one that believes in more Pan-Africanists, then they will most likely, if there's more Ramaphosa people, then they most likely going to go with the DA a lot. So a lot of the DA's motions and applications will probably pass because they believe in the same things. Like Ramaphosa is like a business person, or he believes in the markets, these markets that nobody sees. They believe in that, and the DA believes in that. They believe in privatization of state-owned industries or enterprises, which is probably going to happen. And that's basically what they probably going to do. But the other thing is that it's very difficult for us to gauge what's going on in the country, because these two political parties, like I said, the ANC from the inception is a more pan-Africanist country, a pan-Africanist political party, right? It has changed over the years to being a more like centralized and more capitalist and less more socialist, right? But it still has those policies. The DA, on the other hand, is a more right. It's free market and capitalist and all of that, which is very different. So we wonder how these two political parties are going to deal with whatever's happening in the country. We shall watch and see. And we'll keep updating you guys on what's going on. But it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good for South Africans, especially the people that look like me. It's not looking too good. It doesn't look like we're going to move forward from where we were 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Here's another kicker though. In the same interview, as I close, in the same interview, Helen Zille was asked if the Phala Phala situation or the Phala Phala case would be brought forward. Are the DA going to support the Phala Phala matter? It doesn't matter who brings it or not, because now they are in this GNU conglomerate, right? This lady then says if there is sufficient evidence, they will participate in that impeachment, or they will participate to impeach the president, right? This is now in the evening. Earlier, the very same day, she was asked, or the day before, she was asked if they will participate in impeaching Ramaphosa for this Phala Phala situation. And she then said that no, they will not participate in impeaching the president they voted for. So within a space of a couple of hours, she changed her mind, the DA changed her mind. So you can just imagine what we are going to go through for the next 5 years if we do not do anything in South Africa. This is basically where we stand, and we will keep updating everyone. But I want us as South Africans to keep the hope and fight. There's nothing we know more than fighting for our rights and fighting for our democracy and fighting for ourselves. We have not reached where we wanted to reach. And unfortunately, the people that we have trusted for a very long time have sold us to the next buyer, So from now on, it's time for us to fight for ourselves and say, enough is enough. We want our land. We want it. We want our land. We want our resources. We're not going to ask for it. We're just going to take it. We're going to take them, and we have had enough, and we will keep updating you guys and see what's going on, and hopefully it gets better. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, and do not forget to subscribe, to like, to share this video, and to comment. Let us know how you feel about this GNU situation and where you see this the country going in the next 5 years. And if you are optimistic, pessimistic, or just like closing your eyes and seeing what will happen, what will be of us in the next 5 years. But thank you for joining in. Signing out, Zoe, and see you in the next video. Signing out.